Today I'm going to show you how to get the Eastern Winds Ruby Jacket and Hook, the Season Sailor Hurdy-Gurdy and Pocket Watch, the Obsidian Captain's Chandelier, the Scorecard Emote, the Season 14 Community Weekend Flag, and a potential ton of Gold Reputation, Wages, and Renown. As of right now, 11 AM UTC time on November 23rd, Sea of Thieves has launched the Season 14 Community Weekend. This event will last for 48 hours or until 11 AM UTC time on November 25th. But before we get to that, let's talk about the central feature of Community Weekends. That being the Community Emissary grade. If you don't know, the Community Emissary grade is essentially a community-wide emissary flag. We increase its grade by doing certain things, and with every increase in grade, we will get an increased multiplier to gold, reputation, allegiance, and renown. Once we reach grade 5, the max grade, we will get a 2.5 times multiplier to all gold, renown, allegiance, and reputation. And that does include reputation for your guilds. Although, quick note with this, the Community Emissary flag is, one, not an actual emissary flag, so you won't see it in-game and you can equip another emissary flag. And two, it is only active on high seas, so if you're playing on safer seas, you will not see any of these bonuses. Now, just like the last few community weekends, we increase our emissary grade by watching people play Sea of Thieves on Twitch. So all you have to do to increase the grade is go to Twitch and watch anyone play Sea of Thieves. They don't have to be a partner, they just have to have Sea of Thieves set as the game that they're streaming. Now, if you're curious what the current grade of our Community Weekend Emissary modifier is, if you go into your menu, Pirate Log, Events, Special Events, and then Season 14 Community Weekend. Should be here, and it should tell you what the current stage is and the percentage to the next one. Next up, we have Up Plunder, which will run almost exactly the same as it has in previous seasons, but with one exception. We'll get to that in just a second. First of all, the basics still stand. Every 4 hours, Sea of Thieves will release a riddle on social media. Once that riddle goes up, it will lead us to an X on some island. That X will then be available on every single server for 1 hour. Now, once the Up Plunder is dug up, that is it for that server. That Up Plunder is now gone. Only one crew can dig it up per server. Now, the Up Plunder itself can be one of a variety of treasure items. Every time they've run this, it's been different, so I have no idea what this is going to be yet. But past seasons, we've gotten Chests of Fortune, Boxes of Wondrous Secrets, Athena Chests, Ashen Athena Chests, Fish Crates, Ashen Tomes, Breath of the Sea, all sorts of things. So it could really be like anything in these. Also, Up Plunder is marked on the map, so keep that in mind. You might have other people trying to get it from you. And the marker specifically follows the item you dug up. So if you dig up a collector's chest or a storage crate, it is that collector's chest or storage crate that is marked, not the contents of it. So if you wanted, you could take everything out of the crate or chest and then just chuck it overboard or bury it or something, and then you don't have to deal with the marker. Also, if you want, you can use diving to move to a new server and try and get another Up Plunder. Telltales work really well for this because you'll always know where you'll end up. Okay, now let's talk about how these Up Plunders are different from previous ones. And that is with a new thing called Up Blunders, which essentially are decoy traps set on the same map as the Up Plunder. One of the things on the Up Plunder will be nice, good treasure, probably, and there will be several other things on the map that'll try and lead you to Up Blunders, which are referred to as mischievous duds, and some of them will contain gunpowder barrels. So these might be explosives, or they might be something else, but we're not really sure. But basically, a lot of the maps will have multiple digs, so make sure you find the good one. And that is it with Up Plunder. Now let's move on to the actual cosmetic rewards. First of all, we have the login rewards, which are of course the Season 14 Community Weekend Flag, and interestingly, the Scorecard Emote, which is actually the first ever previous Community Weekend reward to return. This was originally released in Season 8's Community Weekend, way back in February of 2023. Both of these items will automatically be added to your inventory upon logging into the game during the Community Weekend. They should appear immediately upon logging in, but if you don't see them right away, don't freak out. Sometimes it can take a little bit for them to show up. Give it 72 hours. If you still don't have it after that, open a support ticket with the link in the description. And by the way, that 72-hour rule applies to pretty much every cosmetic in the entire game, including the Twitch drops, which we're getting to next. Alright, now Twitch drops. First of all, you want to make sure your Sea of Thieves and Twitch accounts are linked. To do that, go to the top link in the description. On this website, scroll down until you find a link accounts button, click it, follow the steps, and then once you see this big banner saying this Sea of Thieves account is linked to this Twitch account, then you're good to go. Now, normally you have to watch Sea of Thieves partnered streamers to get drops, but Community Weekend drops are special. You can watch anyone streaming Sea of Thieves as long as they have drops enabled on the channel. So just go to the Sea of Thieves category on Twitch, and then pick anybody to watch. Now, once you've watched the streamer for an hour, you'll see this notification in the chat pop up saying you scored a drop. You can then hit claim here, or you can click on your icon, click on drops, that'll bring you to your drop inventory, and then you can claim it from there. Once you get a drop, you'll have 24 hours to claim it, so make sure you do that right away. Now, you'll get one new drop every hour, and for this drop, 1 hour will get you the Eastern Winds Ruby Jacket, 2 hours will get you the Eastern Winds Ruby Hook, 3 hours will get you the Season Sailor Hurdy-Gurdy, and 4 hours will get you the Season Sailor Pocket Watch. Now, similar to previous community weekends, there's also a 5th special drop. This time, that'll be the Obsidian Captain's Chandelier. Now, the thing with this drop is we actually have to unlock it as a community. We'll have a community challenge, which you can track from the same menu that you can track the community weekend flag. And for this, we're going to have to collectively dive and complete 100,000 world events. And then after the community weekend, if we complete that goal, assuming it works the same as last time, we'll have 1 week to get the Obsidian Captain Chandelier as a drop by watching Twitch streamers. It'll act like the other drops, but it should, in theory, go for 1 week after the end of community weekend, assuming it works like last season, but it isn't super clear based on the post we have right now. And 2 more things about this community weekend. 1, every single player will have access to 3 Athena's Fortune raids on Sea Forts, whether or not you have that unlocked by default or not. So every single player will be able to put that voyage down 3 times. And finally, for the duration of the community weekend, Kegs will have an increased spawn rate, so you'll find gunpowder kegs way more often, and Stronghold gunpowder kegs and Athena's gunpowder kegs will become more common and be able to spawn randomly on islands, which will definitely make this an interesting community weekend. And the very last thing I have for you is on every single outpost, there will be this nice picture wall. So if you'd like to take a picture with your crew to remember the day, you can. Anyway, that is pretty much everything. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. I will try them as soon as possible. If you found this video helpful, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, that would be great. I post CFDs guys like this whenever there's an event, and sometimes more than that. So if that sounds interesting to you, if you would consider subscribing, that'd mean a lot. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.